Hello friends of Maine the Way, coming to you from the middle of a bay. We are on our way to our campsite for the night for some island camping. We love sea kayaking and exploring Maine's coast, so we've never been to this site before, and yeah, really excited to explore. It's a little choppy on the water, gorgeous temperature, like maybe 75 outside, so it's super comfortable, but I've gotten splashed in my boat a few times, and yeah, that's the ocean for you though. We just crossed this first bay and now we're about to round a point. I think it'll be pretty choppy rounding that, definitely gonna get splashed a bit more, but honestly, all things considered, the conditions are pretty good and the island that we're paddling to is not really too exposed. So but as with the ocean, like, we have tried to do this trip all summer long, and between rains and small craft advisories, just haven't been able to make it work, and that's okay. We're just happy to be out here, but it is funny when, yeah, when you kind of are trying to plan around the ocean and she has other plans. Look at that. Woo! Oh yeah! I just got swamped too before you turned on the video.
Love getting in close to the rocks. That's my favorite type of paddling. Doing some little play boating in the surf. It's a little harder with a full kayak of gear, but it's still a lot of fun. Christine's a little ways behind me. You might be able to see her back there. So I'm just gonna wait up, and then should only be about a half mile or so to our little island for the night. So hopefully no one's there. MIDA sites are first come, first serve. MIDA is the Maine Island Trail Association, if you haven't heard of it. We absolutely love this organization. Go support them, become a member, and then you get to use all of these sites. I mean, I guess you can use some of them even if you're not a member, but we really recommend being a member. It helps protect this land on the Maine coast and make it accessible to everybody. So yeah, we'll see you at the campsite.
We're approaching our island. Seagulls are bickering over there. I don't know if you can hear that. But some other kayakers just paddled in front of the island. And these sites are first come, first serve, so fingers crossed no one's there. We'll find out shortly.
We're ashore. And there's an osprey in the tree right there. I don't know if you can see it, but here comes Christine. Can't wait to disembark here, unload everything, and set up camp. Beautiful little spot.
Yay! All right, we're out. I'm gonna go swing up to the site, make sure it's free for us. It's definitely not the most secluded island we've stayed on, but that's kind of what's cool about island camping is they're all very different, and it's great to enjoy different parts of the coastline. Ours for tonight, we'll call it home. So I guess the elephant in the room is I kind of have like a little injury. I hurt myself, and so I'm not moving to my utmost capacity, but we're out here. It's not letting me, I'm not gonna let it hold me back. But I am excited to share this video is in partnership with our friends at Sea to Summit. We absolutely love their gear and we love working with them, and we use their dry bags for all of our aqua adventures. I think I'm gonna do a video about like how we load our kayaks, but you're watching me unload right now. So there's kind of a technique, because sometimes the openings are a little small. If you open the dry bag, you can like shimmy your stuff out of it. They're really big cavities, but they're just hard to get into. Up in my bow, this is my clothes bag. I have books, toiletries, layers, etc. compartment. I've got this dry bag that has sleeping necessities like my pad, bag, camp chair, pillow, and then this is Cam's sleeping necessities, I believe. That's that. And then this is our what we call the lunch compartment. This bag might be the most important for island camping. It's filled with our WAG bags, which are essential if you are gonna overnight or might have to use the bathrooms on these islands. Leave no trace is super important, and when there's not enough topsoil for biomass to fully decompose, carrying out is essential. So basically they have like a baggie that you defecate in, and it's filled with sort of a essentially cat litter mix that deodorizes, and then there's like toilet paper and hand sanitizer. You wrap it all up, seal it in a Ziploc bag, and it really doesn't smell, and it's really not that gross either. And it's really important that if you use these islands that you come prepared to carry out. So yeah, WAG bags, toilet paper, sunscreen. We've got chips, some other dry food like nectarines, things for dinner tonight. And then, also very important island camping, is our water jug, fresh water. So obviously the ocean is salty and can't drink it. Don't want to go thirsty. Gotta bring your water. So that's all we got. We're gonna carry it all up to our site. Might turn the camera around and see what's in Cam's boat. And then we'll bring our boats up, but we'll get there in a second.
So my turn to unload my boat. First of all, you'll notice I have this bag on top. I like having a deck bag because, well, I'm a lot bigger than Christine, and I fill my cockpit, and she'll put her little essentials in between her legs and everything, but there's not room in mine. So it's really nice to have this bag with sunglasses, a hat if I'm not wearing it, an extra layer, sometimes a camera, a phone, etc. Then in my front compartment, I was the second one of us to pack our boats today, and the end result is that there wasn't a ton to put in here. So I've got this small bag, which, like Christine was saying, it's sometimes helpful to move things around in it as you remove it, but only one bag in my bow today. In my little bow bag here, I've got our drone and a hammock for each of us, and that's about it. The rest of this compartment was completely empty. So as you can tell, we have plenty of room for much longer trips than this one. This is just a single overnight, and we've done a week out together, but no need to fill that compartment today. The stern compartment here is a heck of a lot easier to get into. It's slightly less waterproof than the front one. It just has this neoprene cover that leaks slightly, but that's what the dry bags are for. So here we have our cook setup. This is, I don't even know what clothes, I guess. Cooler dry bag, which has our dinner for tonight. We're gonna be eating really well. That's one of the advantages of paddling. I feel like we've told you that in the past, that we love paddle camping, especially when you're only out for one night, because you can really pack some luxury food. So stay tuned for dinner and breakfast. And then finally, way back in the stern, we've got our tent. So we got a lot of gear in these two boats, and yeah, we're just gonna haul the gear up to the spot where we're staying tonight and set up camp.
Here is all of our gear for one night on an island. It's the same as basically everything, how the amount of stuff you need for one versus 3-4 nights is marginal, basically just food. A little beach has appeared off this southern shore, so Cam's gonna bring the kayaks around and I'm gonna start setting up our tent. It's definitely windy, but the views, and I imagine with the sunset, will be gorgeous from this corner, and it's very low impact to sleep on rocks. So excited to wake up to this view and go to sleep to it as well. boats around. Brilliantly tied them together. What a smart cookie. Work smart, not hard, eh?
That beat carrying both boats over here. Probably should have unloaded both boats here, but this beach was still underwater when we landed over there, so didn't know about it. And yeah, so we carried all our gear over, but at least got to paddle the boats over dry in one trip. Pop my cover on. This keeps the sand fleas out. Don't know that we'll have any sand fleas on the rocks, but if you've never experienced sand fleas, they don't bite you or anything, but they hop into your boat overnight and then they hop around on your legs and get, for me, stuck in my leg here all day in the kayak, and it's horrible. So it's really good to just pop that on, and now my boat's ready for the night. So let's carry it up.
Where do you want it? I'm setting up the tent. It's windy and the elastic in our pole has broken. And since we're putting it on rock, we're not really gonna be able to stake it down. The sun just came out from under the little cloud cover and our camp is set up. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous here. And we're gonna start cooking dinner. We are gonna start cooking dinner. First things first. And when I packed these this morning, I literally was like, am I jinxing ourselves that it's gonna be choppy out there? It was a little choppy. It wasn't bad. So perfect beer for tonight. Here you go.
Thank you.
And we love Mass Landing. Homebrew, pale ale. Cheers to a summer day on an island. For dinner, we're having shishito peppers. Other peppers. What is this, a hatch? Cubanelle pepper, fried up with an onion and some sausages. Sausage, pepper, onions with a little shishito appetizer. Not a bad island meal if I do say so myself.
Gotta prime these stoves. Only takes a minute. And then we'll get the shishitos on. That's Dr. Bronner's. That's olive oil.
Sausage, peppers, and onions for dinner. Grilled up by Chef Held. Ooh, eggs! Miraculously, the peppers and onions taste amazing. Nice and browned up. I brought some pickles. I love pickles. Are you gonna want pickles? This one's been to an island or two before. Got one more thing to add. Mayo. I hope everyone loves mayo. Like, people that don't like mayo, more than anything, are just missing out. This like doesn't look that good. I'm so amped. I fear this is gonna be a royal mess. There's like an inch of bun before I get to any of the good stuff. Sad. That bite was just bread, mayo, and pickle. Summer on a roll. Dinner was delicious. Probably gonna have to sign off now. We're just gonna go back into the tent. Always just love being out here on the islands. And tomorrow, pretty simple day. We'll just wake up, first things first, have coffee, breakfast, paddle back. Simple trip. We are getting into the tent. Don't ask what time it is. and have just made the decision to sleep without the fly on. Cam just checked the weather and there's a 0% chance of rain, and the temperature is dropping less than 10 degrees overnight, so hopefully there isn't gonna be dew in the morning, because that's low-key just as bad as rain when you just like wake up moist. Excited to just chat and hang and go to bed whenever we see fit. That's kind of the perk of camping, am I right? Good morning from our island. It's so beautiful out. Looks like the ocean is pretty glassy. I slept mediocre last night, and I also just like get anxious that our boats are gonna wash away or something, so I kept having to check and stuff.
Good morning. We had a pretty good night here in the tent. The waves crashing were loud enough that I don't think either of us really fell asleep solidly till after 1 a.m. or so, but then the wind calmed down, and this morning it's just beautiful glassy seas out there, bright sun, hardly a cloud in sight. So we're just gonna pack up the tent here and have our breakfast, which is a cold breakfast, but a good one. Very excited about that. And yeah, we'll just kind of poke around here a little bit and then start our paddle back. What a trip. So we have a blueberry buckle this morning for breakfast. The recipe for this is actually going to be in issue 12, which I'm wrapping up this week, and we'll be shipping off to people at the end of the month. So I'll tell you already, there's only half here. We've tasted it and it's delicious, so yet another reason to go get issue 12.
Like Cam said, we're having a cold breakfast this morning, which essentially means that we made everything at home and we're having iced coffee. I got a bunch from the grocery store. We don't do this that much, but I just boiling water and all that stuff just felt like too much of a hassle for one night out. So this one's nitro cold brew vanilla sweet cream. I like a little bit of cream in mine. Cam takes his black. This one has sweet cream. I kind of want to be on the same brand as you.
All right.
Both do the
High brew.
Whoa! Whoa! There was, is that like on nitro?
Yeah, it says nitro.
Yeah. Oh, I think I was supposed to shake it. Tilt can once. I think it had been shaken.
Yeah.
That's delicious. It tastes like coffee ice cream. But I'm not mad about it. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. I love making baked goods to go camping. Oh my god. The crumble top is so good. Life is good this morning. Oh. Tide's coming in. It's nice to bring your boats down to the water when you're loading them so you don't have to carry them when they're heavy. But it's also important to remember what the tides are doing, because our bows weren't even in the water when we started this process, and now they're getting lifted. So long, sweet island. We are on the water now, headed back to the car. We've got a little paddle along the coast. It was gorgeous yesterday and looks even more beautiful out here today. A little choppy, but I think the seas will fare fine in our boats. Really hope you enjoyed coming along with us on this adventure. We absolutely love sea kayaking, and it was really fun to kind of share this part of Maine with you, and huge thanks to our friends at Sea to Summit. We have used their dry bags for years, and they're definitely our go-to for seafaring adventures and beyond. So we've linked some of the products that we brought with us in the description below. If you have any questions about gear or sea kayaking or anything, feel free to let us know. And we'll try and either make a video about it or respond to you on that front. But we're really enjoying sharing a little bit more of our adventures with you on this platform, YouTube. So I know it's the end of this video. Really, I hope you enjoyed watching. And if you aren't already subscribed, click that so you don't miss what's to come. Huge thanks for your support, and hope this inspires you to get out there, and see you in the next one.